I'm your host, Kimmi Nunley. How's it going? How are you? What's up? What's up? Just sitting here on a Friday. Thought I would hop on live and see what's going on in these notary streets. Just got back from a signing that took too long. It took too long. That's what I should title this. It just took too long. All right, hey, so I'm gonna do a brief introduction for those of you who may not know. I am Kimmi Nunley, owner, operator, notary educators, non better mobile notary, etc., etc. Notary business success mentor program. Just saying hello, hanging out. I train notaries nationwide how to have a successful business, how to properly execute your documents. Because if you don't know how to do that, you have no business doing business. Okay. So I'm in my business gear today because, like I said, I just left a job. So, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Where are you all from? Are we notarizing like a pro out there? Do we know how to? I'm actually here just to answer your questions. I don't have any specific topic. I can always tell you a story. I'll tell you about my signing that happened today. A little perturbed about it, quite frankly. Short version is I had a signing and meeting the wife, which I did not know that. Hey Ingrid, what's up? What's up? And it's Kimfrey in the house. Yes, so I had a signing today and I was meeting the wife. I thought I was meeting the husband. So I did my screening call and all that, but I didn't really ever think to say it's one of those kind of names where it could be a male or female and it's a whole nother culture and everything. So I never thought to say, well, who's the actual signer? Is it you or your wife? One person signing, so I figured it was my person I was talking to. So anyway, I'm looking for them at the signing because we had to meet in a public place. And come to find out, it was the wife I was looking for. And I just got a call. Now the signing is complete. Documents have been shipped, everything. And just get a call, well, an email rather, from the hiring company saying, hey, the client is looking for you. Now, we go on. So this was over, I've been home now 10 minutes. So we're talking over an hour and a half ago. Okay. So they got the nerves to write my company that hired me and tell them they looking for me, that they did not know I was going to be late. So I've been working with this company for over a year and a half. I'm never late. And you guys know that, period. I'm not late. So I didn't like it. So I responded back to my hiring company. Hey, the client was in this part of the building. I was in another part of the building. So it was all clear. She said, thank you for the clarification. But we'll talk about timing then a little bit. Hey, Lisa, what's up, girl? We'll talk about timing a little bit because it just so happened again that the client is trying to act like I was late and I wasn't. So I always teach you all to be on time. You need to be there a few minutes early, which I was there actually a half an hour early. So I really think this client was trying to create like a paper trail in case for some reason I decided to leave, you know? Some people are very, very smart out there, okay? Very, very smart. So I think they were trying to create a paper trail because I have had times when I'm waiting about maybe 15, 20 minutes for a client. After that, I will tell them very quickly we need to reschedule. And I'll have the signing company say, hey, can you wait a little bit? Or the client say, I'm on my way. Because I've had people, they think that, oh, you're just a notary. So they don't rush or hurry to try to get to where you are. It's like you don't have nothing else to do. You're on their time. Wrong answer. Not for me. I have a full busy life and it don't include just waiting and waiting on them, right? So I'll usually allow a 15-minute grace period. Again, extreme cases, I've waited as long as an hour on something, but I reached out to that company. I had to pay me more because that was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. So what's going on with you all this morning? What is up? What is up? Are we notarizing like a pro out there? Are we? Are we? What signings do we have? What signings do we have? What is going on? No questions? No questions. Dog, I wish I had my laptop because I had a few that I had in the YouTube comments. Oh man. Uh, Okay, Lisa's saying she's waited an hour before they gave her more money. Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Time is money, guys. It's our money, our time. So people will assume again that we don't have nothing else to do. I've had people even thank you for sharing that too, Lisa. Even here, if I allow someone to come to my home, that's even worse. I've had people say, okay, I'll be there in 10, I'll be there in 15. And then they keep going. I'm like, we need to reschedule. I need you to know that this is serious. I take my business serious, and you're going to take it serious, even if you don't want to. I had a lady one day, hey, Media Markled. I had a lady one day, and she goes, you got a nice side hustle here. This a nice side hustle. I told her, I said, not trying to be funny, but this is my business. This is my business. And I said, I do a little teaching on the side, being modest, a little teaching on the side. I said, I teach my students too. If you treat your business like a side hustle, if you call it a side hustle, anything that you throw on the side, you don't have the same value for it, right? To me, okay. I'm at Chick-fil-A, Church Chicken, wherever, Popeyes, wherever, and it's like, let me get mashed potatoes and let me get a side of that, a side of coleslaw, a side of something. It's kind of like an afterthought. It's like, let me get that too. So I don't treat my business like that. I treat my business like a business. And that's a lot of times the reason why some of us are not so successful, because we're treating it just like a side hustle. I get to it when I get to it. It has to be a priority. And I understand if you're working full time, your priority and the way you do your business is going to look different, right? Everybody gets to run their business the way they want to. Everyone's not a full-time notary, but that doesn't mean you have to treat your business like a side hustle or something that's not important, okay? Because as long as you're treating it like that, that's the results that you're going to get. That's the results you're going to get. That's what you're going to receive. What you put out there is what you're going to get back. So if you treat it like, oh, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it, that's what you're going to get back. If you're treating it like a business, what are some ways that you guys think that treating your business looks differently if you're doing it like a business versus a side hustle? What are some things that you think you will do differently in your own business? What are some things that you've been thinking about now that we're having this conversation? And you're like, you know what? I do treat my business like a side business, a side something, side piece. Or do I treat my business like it is important? How do you treat your business? Let's start there. Do you treat it like a side hustle? It's like, oh, Kimmy's live. Let me go live. Let me go on her live so I can learn something. But we're not executing. We're not. I leave you tips. Are we doing it? What are we doing? Because there's money out there, guys. And I'll be honest with you, it breaks my heart when I see a lot of people still struggling sometimes with their full-time jobs. They're unhappy with how much they're making. They're unhappy with their management. And they're scared. And I get that. People are getting laid off left and right. We got these government jobs that people have had forever, CDC, big time government jobs, and people are just getting laid off. You got 25 years there and they come in and they're like, we don't need you anymore. Or you get a 30-day notice. What? So I'm realizing it the more and more that I have my business, and I've had my own business now. This is not my first business, but this notary business for now 6 years. And I'm realizing I feel so blessed that I was scared when I first started, I had some safety nets in place. I don't never tell anybody just quit their job, ever, 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 ever. You will never hear me say just quit your job, right? But I was at work getting my hustle on, getting my business on, okay? What did that look like for me? So I was working at the hospital and I would take calls. I got my earpiece in because in my job I was walking around a lot, so I had my earpiece in. I'm making appointments. Angela, our Arthur trainer, used to laugh and joke with me, and she'd be like, "Girl, you making appointments at work? You better know it." I had Jeffrey on backup as a notary. Thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So today is just a little motivational speech. That's all. Just a little motivation for you. And I know the summertime, people get kids back in school, they on final vacation, but businesses still need to run. They still need to run. So when I was working, that's what I would do. I would work on the weekends, the evenings. I'm a natural go getter though. For those of you who are not, it's gonna look a little different. It's gonna feel hard. It's gonna feel like you gotta push through some stuff. Naturally, I'm inclined to what I gotta do. Let's do it. Let's go. Naturally, I'm bent like that. And most entrepreneurs that's gonna really make their money is about it. They're about it. Lisa works. Lisa go out there and do them jobs. After she get off, she's like, I'm in the parking lot somewhere. She's in mentorship, so I know. But Lisa don't play about her business. Okay. We got a lot in our mentorship that work full time. I mean, everybody again is not in a position where their notary business right now is enough to even sustain them, or maybe they have a higher aspiration. They want their side business, sure, but they also are going to school for nursing, radiology tech, um, whatever. Okay, whatever. So we just got to learn to be about it, and sometimes it's not gonna feel good. It's not. But anybody that's successful will tell you it's work. It's work. Now, it makes a difference if you enjoy it. Like me, I love talking about notary. I love being a notary. I love teaching people how to grow their businesses, their notary business, whatever business they want to do. I do business. I just changed the name of my other channel. It's called Creators Club with Kimmi. It was called Business Life with Kimmi, but I changed it about 3 weeks ago because I had this whole idea, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I won't do it here as I stated even when I started that other channel, because even though we're talking about building businesses, we're going deeper over there. And in a sense, a lot of people want to learn how to make money in a digital space. I know how to do that. They want to know how to start their YouTube channel. Okay. So I've never stopped learning, and I love sharing. I love sharing information too. So if you're a sharer of knowledge, or you know how to do something and you're not a gatekeeper, you're going to always win. Some people don't think that. I often tell the story of my neighbor. She had a daycare. I had a daycare. I started it first, and she was watching me. She was like, okay, watching me move and shake. And she was like, okay, okay. And she started asking me questions. I started giving her answers. And everybody was like, you going to share all your information with her? She's the competition. I did. And eventually she was able to tell me something and change my whole business. So, it's all in how you look at stuff. But I'm big on sharing. I've helped many of my friends start their business, notary business, close friends. Now, whether they would actually admit it or not is another story. But I have, and I'll gladly do it again. We changing lives. And even in our group, somebody just got their first signing today. Somebody just did their first refi. Somebody's doing their first loan mod today. They took it for a lower amount than they typically probably would want to, but they have to get started. I'm proud of them. So our mentees are doing amazing. They really are. So I'm proud of them. And I could not be more excited that they chose not. I'm about to say not better notary because I'm working. That they chose notary educators to be a part of their journey. And we walk the walk and talk the talk. That's how we've been here so long. So if you're interested in learning how to actually do the business, right? You want to be a business owner. You want to know how to do it properly. Then you want to check out the mentorship program. So what else I got going on? Any questions? I'm looking at my screen here. What else is going on? If nothing, I won't be here long. It's Friday. I know y'all got it. It's Friday. Lisa, if you're still here, are you available for me to call you right quick? I was going to text you. He was on my list today. Let me know if he's still here. Nothing? No questions? Okay. Well, check out the apostille videos I recently put out. I did 2 lives this week with apostilles. Guys, Paige, thanks for the tips and motivation. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Thank you. You too. You too. Yeah, I just hopped on. I had a few minutes and just finished the signing and kind of venting a little bit because I didn't like the fact that they're going to reach out to my signing company about me. I didn't like that one bit. Okay. Any recommendations for getting Ron work? Robin, I'm gonna always say, first of all, make sure you know how to properly notarize. If you do, then you just have to find a best platform that works for you. I don't do Ron. That's the only main thing I don't do is Ron because I'm not in a Ron state. I do have a little Ron introductory course. I'm trying to think who I put in that course to sign up with because it's not something I even talk about a lot. I have about 10 videos here on the channel about Ron to check them out. Um, oh, girl, you're gonna have to just check. I can't type because I'm on my phone. I cannot. I'm drawing a complete blank. I know you could check out Amy with Cyberize It. I don't know what her fees are or anything like that. Cyberize It. Uh, Blue Notary. I hear a lot about them. You could check out Side Hustle Seattle's channel for Ron. There is Jacqueline Phillips. She is in Jacqueline is in Virginia. She's a Ron notary. I think she goes by the Ron Mom or something like that. But I don't know if she has a YouTube channel. I don't think she does. I don't think she has a YouTube channel. But I know for sure you can check out the other ones that I mentioned. And hopefully they can get you some information. Okay. So you want to focus on doing remote work, Robin? Are you doing general notary work, specialty work, estate, loan signing? You just want to focus on remote? Kind of focus on remote. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. When it comes to Georgia, I'm going to be the first person to sign up. I don't know that we will get it anytime soon. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for a minute. And we've been talking about it, and they ain't doing nothing. They are not doing. So what was the outcome with the customer today? Oh, it was already complete. By the time he wrote the email to my person or called them, he must have called the company because my manager. I'm gonna talk about that real quick before I go because you always think I'm self-employed. I ain't got no managers. I do what I want to do. I'm my own boss. Wrong. If somebody else is paying your bills or cutting a check for you, they got some control over what you do. Okay. So yeah, but by the time, and I had the phone messages, I was gonna send it to her because I called that client at 11:06. The email that she sent me said the client was looking for me at 11:07. Okay. So he must have did it right after I got off the phone with him. And when I said I couldn't find his wife, by this point I know it's the wife I'm looking for. And when I told him that, he must have, like I said, he started trying to do a paper trail. And I could tell what kind of people they are. I mean, I'm not trying to judge or nothing like that, but it's just facts. I mean, certain people, they're going to do certain things to cover themselves. So I got a feeling he was like, in case I leave, he wanted to try to act like I wasn't there. I know what happened because I was like, really? That was at 11:07. I talked to you at 11:06. Okay. And I was giving him a 5-minute window. When I called him, I said, hey, I was like, so where are you basically? What's your ETA? My wife is there. She's in the lobby, you know. And I'm like, okay. So I didn't like the fact, like I said, he was trying to call me out. But like I said, in his defense, I think he was trying to create a paper trail just in case I was like, I got to go. So he was trying to create a paper trail that it was on me. Yeah, because he was getting a check back too today. Typically, I don't do anything where they get money back. But he was getting a check back too. So he really wanted to make sure he got his check. So, but I want to address that really quick while we're doing a little motivational talk. Robin says she want to do general notary work and loan signings too. Okay, cool. Are you ready for those things, Robin? When did you start? You need training? What's going on with that? Are you actually doing the work? So anyway, while we wait on Robin to respond, a lot of times people say, well, you got your own business, you work for yourself, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Guess what? I do work for myself. I own the business, right? I'm contracted to go out, even where I went today. It wasn't my client, I was contracted. But I still have a boss in the sense that that man called somebody and told them about me. Okay? I run none better. Okay. But I still had somebody else I had to report to. Actually, two people. The client is my customer, my boss, right? And then the person that hired me is like, what's going on? Why is this person calling? I didn't like that feeling at all. Okay. It took me back right to when I was actually a W 2 employee. But my point is that you have to treat your customers, be it the hiring company, they are your customer, they are your boss because they're paying you, or your general notary client. Okay. In this case, my person is signing the documents. They are my boss because they're paying me. Okay. So do I have a few more do I have a little bit more leeway here where it's like, you know what? I'm not working with you. Or I choose not to do that. Yeah, because it's my business. But at the end of the day, as I was stating earlier, I still have to follow the lead of somebody. Okay? So we have to think about that. God's page says, wow, interesting info. Thank you. Yeah. So today we just doing a little chit chat. Ian Grip says time stamps and documentation is the bomb. Good deal. Yeah, yeah. So I started to send her where I called the client because, like I said, I called him at 11:06. He had to call me back at 11:07. Hey, Lori W. And so now he's popping off an email or calling somebody and saying, "Hey, Kimberly's not here." So it was like I said, I didn't like that. I didn't like that feeling at all, at all. And I told Jeffrey, I said, I should call him back and say, oh, you calling my manager on me? But it's all good. It's all good. But like I said, he's trying to create a paper trail. And you should have one too. When you're talking to signing companies and you're talking about how much the fee should be, and if you want to change the fee, the signer's changing the location, changing the time, don't have witnesses, anything like that should be in print. You start popping off emails, okay? That's one thing my husband did, and he learned from his job when he was working at the insurance company. He worked in quality assurance. Wait, QA, quality assurance, I think is what it's called. Within an insurance company, and that was part of his job, is documentation. And you want to document everything. Everything. I don't care if it's a good relationship, bad relationship, everything needs to be documented. So when you're working with a signing company and you need to change the time, like I said, change the fee, anything. If the client is irate, if the client, now be cautious with that, and be cautious what you're writing in your notes too. Okay, we want to be cautious because once you start writing stuff, it can go bad real quick. Okay, we want to always keep it professional. You wouldn't put in there, well, like, she thinks she all that and they were mean to me or whatever. Keep it factual. Okay, professional, right? Professional. And again, all the extra emotion, take it out. Take it out, because Jeffrey has to tell me that all the time. Take out the emotion. Take out the emotion. Because I'm not emotional typically, but I do have emotions, and they will come out. You know, people get upset and they start crying because they so mad, and they start crying. You ever have a friend like that? Are you that person? Are you that person? And I could be like that. We all can. Your feelings get so hurt. You get so mad. And it's like, really? Let's do the thing. Okay? Before you know it, right? And Grip says, oh, that would have blew his mind if you did that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because that would have been petty. But I didn't like the fact that he did it. If I had still been there for real, I would have been like, did you email somebody? I might would have said that because I was calling you, remember? So, but always have a paper trail. Like I said, especially when it's going good between you and a partner. You know, you have a partner in your business. If you have, now I don't do a contract when I give work to another notary. I just give them the business, right? If I refer something to Joanne over here, I'm not going to write out a contract unless I'm supposed to get something back from it. Then at that point, yes, I want it in writing. Okay. I want it in writing. But typically I don't do contracts like that. But anything else I do with people, even if I have you on my YouTube channel, if I hire you for anything, Additionally, it's always good to have everything in writing. That way it's clear. Okay, it's crystal clear who's doing what, what's the dollar amount, what's the scope of work, what's the expectation, how long should it take. You know, you got to have all of that kind of stuff in writing. Okay. And even when signing companies are hiring you, take a few minutes and read what the agreement that you're signing is with them. What is their pay? Is it net 30, net 40, net 45, rather, net 60? How are they paying you? Is it e-check? Do you have to have an e-check? Because I know, I got a referral for something. And come to find out, I didn't know that they were going to pay me via PayPal. What? I didn't have a choice. It wasn't like, well, would you like PayPal? Would you like a paper check? Would you like a direct deposit? No, they just sent me a link for PayPal. So I had to go in my PayPal, update all the information in order to get paid from this company. Now, I had PayPal because I had 2 signing companies in 1 week, and they were direct. My bad, not signing companies. I had 2 direct clients in 1 week, and they both said that's how they pay is PayPal. I was not feeling PayPal. I don't have anything against PayPal, but I really like Zelle or Cash App. Zelle, Cash App, or debit credit. Okay. I don't really particularly like Venmo. Ain't got nothing against Venmo. It just ain't my favorite. I just don't use it. Robin, this ain't interesting. Yeah. So, girl, Robin, are you new to Notary, Robin? Let me know if you're new to Notary. And have you heard about our mentorship program? I'll talk about it just a little bit. Our mentorship program is Notary Business Success Mentorship Program, and there are 2 entry points. There is a startup plan, and then there is an all-inclusive plan. So the startup plan is $27 per month, and the other one is $47. One is all-inclusive, but the startup plan gives you all your main courses to get started. Notarizing like a pro. If you don't know how to properly notarize, or you're lacking confidence, it will give you that confidence. Also, is a specialty general notary courses included. There's also some marketing templates, everything you kind of need to get started. And the main reason I made that entry point price of $27 is so people can get started. Some people are like, well, Kimmi, I want to join the program, but I don't have 47. Okay, so it took me a few minutes to get it going. When I say a few minutes, it took me months, because I don't roll out anything and I'm not sure about it. I always say that. When I roll it out, I got to feel like 100% I can put my name on it. Okay? Because your name is everything. That's why I'm sitting here mad about that client emailing my boss today. But anyway, that too shall pass. But all that being said, so you got the $27 plan and you got the $47 plan. 47 includes everything. But what's the best part about it, because I couldn't figure it out. What I figured out was, you got to have the live component. You have to have the live component. 90% of you, in order to succeed, are going to need somebody to actually coach you and be there with you in the trenches. So I said, well, how can I make that happen, even for the $27 people? We all meet together. We all meet together weekly. No matter what plan you're in, we're one united family, one plan. Okay? So we meet together weekly. Talk about whatever you need to, and then you go back to your studies and come back the next week and talk about it some more. Now, there's a live group chat that happens in the all-inclusive plan, and that's for more people when they're actually ready to start working. They might need some real-time support, and we do that, and then people help each other in the community. It's really nice. I'm proud of both of them. So the new plan started July 1st. Yeah. So you got 2 options, but all things notary. Check it out, notaryeducatorsllc.com, okay? Robin says, no, she's been a notary for 5 years. Started in Virginia, moved to Florida 3 years ago. Cool. You're so welcome. Very good. So you got some skin in the game, Robin. Hey, Chanel, how are you? What's new, girl? I haven't been seeing you in chat. How are you doing? What's going on? So, yeah, so I did want to hit that little point about everybody got a boss. You know, even though I'm self-employed, I have a boss. Hello, Evie. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, So everybody has a boss. So we talked a little bit about everything today. So again, with the mentorship program though, the results are happening, receipts are in. You can read the reviews. So, because I know a lot of you spend a lot of money on training and still don't know what to do. I had somebody reach out to me a couple months back. They spent $500 on somebody's training. $500. And it was like module after module after module after module. And they still didn't know anything. So they joined our program. So I always say, though, you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. I can even tell in our program the people that actually put in the work and those that don't. I can tell. I can tell by your questions that you're asking. And it's not a bad thing because I don't mind answering questions. I don't. But I just want you to be a pro at whatever you're doing. Okay? I just want you to be a pro. That's all. Because over here we notarize like a what, people? Like a pro. All right. Thank you for hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. So let's see what comments we have. We got a few coming in. I think I said hi to Evie. Evie is saying, I recently came across your YouTube preparing for my California notary exam tomorrow. Oh, yay. 6 hours. You got this. You got this. You got this. Don't worry, Evie. You got this. Evie says, oh, Ann Grip is saying, hey to Robin, Chanel, and Evie. Do you have any content showing mock interviews of notarizing documents? No, I don't have anything because I actually have the Notarize Like a Pro course. And the reason I do that way is because you have to know how you can't just piecemeal it. I refuse to even be a participant in that, Evie. You either know it or you don't. I cannot just tell you a piece of it here, a piece of it there. And that's why my people do know how to notarize. If they don't know how to do nothing else, and they know how to do a lot, I'm just saying that. But if they don't know how to do nothing else, they know how to notarize. And you got to know how to notarize. You have to. So I don't really have an actual, you could try the NNA, see if they got anything, or just do a few YouTube videos. I don't actually have anything that says how to actually complete this because I really want you to know how to be a great notary. And that's why I don't even answer questions in Facebook groups anymore about, can you tell me how to do this right quick? I cannot. I cannot. When I first started, almost 4 or 5 years ago here on YouTube, I would try to teach people in the comments. Right now, I got people asking me stuff in the comments. I'm like, no, you need training. I mean, I'm going to get to the comments. I am. I wish, that's why I said I wish I had my laptop. I could have answered some comments. But some stuff, for real, you have to be trained. We cannot be out here faking this stuff. We cannot. We cannot. You got to know it. So I don't participate in giving you just enough and then say, oh, you got this. I really want you to be a pro. So certain things, yeah, we got to get it in membership. Does your training provide mentorship? Yes. Read the total, since you're new with us too, Evie, read the whole description at notaryeducatorsllc.com. It's a really quick read. What's included, what you see is what you get. It's no fluff. The description is crystal clear. So notaryeducatorsllc.com. Okay. And yes, it does include mentorship. Let's talk about what mentorship looks like. And you can tell me what you're looking for. You do the training courses, Notarize Like a Pro, the specialty, the state, apostille, everything you need literally is included. Field inspection, ink fingerprinting, remote online notary introduction to it. I do have a few companies in there. I just couldn't tell that other person what they were. Robin, because I just don't remember. But it's like 16 courses. There's a loan signing course. Literally everything you need to do your business is there. Every single thing you need. Okay. And we meet weekly live. Okay. We meet live every week. The schedule is out for August. I'm working on September as we speak. If you can't make it, you can catch the replay. You can go back and watch all the replays from when mentorship started. So you can start wherever you are. Okay, some people say, well, I missed the introductory time of the mentorship. No, you start when you start. Yeah, it's not like we start over every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, and it's no, you join where you join, and then we get you going from your point of entry. Okay. Then there's the live chat that happens. Like right now, somebody's in the chat. I think Lori said she got a sign in. Let me see. I think Lori said, I don't want to mess up my live. Yeah, Lori says she has a signing. Lori, I can't help you right this second. So hopefully someone's looking because I'm live. Congratulations, Lori. Did you have a question I can answer here for you right quick? It could wait. Okay, she said it could wait. Okay. Sorry, Lori. Clearly I'm busy. But I will answer your question. When is your signing, Lori? Congratulations too. When is it? If you feel like answering here, you don't have to. Let's see. Evie's going to check out mentorship. Again, notaryeducatorsllc.com. You can check it out over there. Robin says people don't realize that if you mess up something as a notary, you could actually be fined or worse. You can, Robin, but I don't subscribe to fearing people into training or fearing people into their notarial duties. If you notice here, I hardly ever say, well, you can go to jail, or you can do this, or you can get a fine, or it's all true, right? But that only happens if you're being truly negligent, okay? If you're on purpose trying to defraud somebody, trying to defraud a mortgage company, or trying to defraud your client, or trying to take somebody's property, or if you're on purpose trying to do these things, if a mistake happens, it happens. We're human, right? I have not well, let me take that back because I don't want to say that because it's not true. I was going to say I have not properly notarized. Yeah, all my notarizations have been right because the kid don't play. I had to call somebody last night in our group. He has a signing today, and he was talking about his signing in the chat. And finally, I was like, can I call you? It was 11:30 at night. He was like, you calling at 11:30? Yeah. I don't play about my documents, and I don't play about my mentees' documents. I don't. I still happen to be up. I called him at 11:30. Now, we don't call all day, so I'm going to be clear about what mentorship looks like. That's what I was talking about earlier. So in this particular case, and we're very clear about this, you study what you need to. We have the live sessions every week. We have the live chat that's going on 7 days a week. 9 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, because I got West Coast people. I got people in Nevada. I got people on Mountain Time, Pacific Time, and all these different time zones. So we let the chat run till about 11. If you have to cut it off, you can. But there are people that are doing signings in California. That's like 8 o'clock, and it's 11 o'clock my time, Eastern. So I have committed to help them. Okay. So last night, though, my person, he has a signing today, and it was already 11:30. I still happened to be up. I think it was 11:30. But I was like, can I call you right quick? Because he was up asking his question. So I figured he must be up. And anyway, I answered the question. I had to call him because, again, I want to make sure he's doing it right. So he was like, you actually calling me? I'm like, yeah, because I want to make sure it's right. I don't just say one thing here on YouTube and then do something else different in mentorship. Okay? Whatever I say here, I say and I do over there. So that's what our mentorship programs looks like. So we're not calling you all day long. Okay. You can't just call me and say, hey, what color ink should I use? You can't just call us and say, hey, can I take an expired ID? We do have a process, and you're going to drop it in the chat first. If we cannot get that answer resolved, then I'm going to call you, or one of the team members will call you. So we have a process. It's been working now for like 2 years. We're going to continue that process. So just be clear what mentorship is looking like. It does not mean, like I said, it's a Batman hotline. You can just pick up and we just calling you all day, calling every single person. There is no way, because I actually run my own notary business, remember. But it's been working. People are successful. So the proof is in the pudding, as they say. I think it's going amazing. And we'd love to have any of you that are listening a part of mentorship, but just be clear of what it looks like. Because I have some people join paying $47 and they think, or they thought, you could just call me 24/7. You can't. I'm only one person. We have a team, but even they have lives. Nobody's sitting around, period. I guarantee you, most of these people out here you can't call and you in a mentorship program. or they're not going to call you. I guarantee that. I know that because I hear it. So when I say that, it's not to be smug or, lack humility, but I'm just speaking facts at this point. So I know I'm about, really trying to help you to have a successful business. And if that's what you're looking for, we got you. But if you're looking for a mentorship where you can just call somebody 24/7, it's probably not going to be us. So I'm very clear about that from day one. Day one. That's why it took me 3 years to start a membership, a mentorship program, because I knew what mentorship meant when I started this business. I had to learn it really quick though. I had to learn real quick. I'm gonna get y'all comments. So when I first started notary, and it ain't no different now. It ain't no different now. But when I first started in the notary space, people were like, "Can you be my mentor? Oh, Kimmi, I love how you teach. Can you be my mentor?" And I was like, I don't know. I was hearing a lot of YouTubers talk about, I don't do mentorship. I don't do mentorship. So I couldn't figure out why at first, right? Because people don't talk. So I said, okay, what is this thing about? Why they don't like doing mentorship? So I had a few phone conversations with people, and I said, oh, okay, now I understand. So you can't pay me enough to be your private mentor, because people were wanting to know, well, hey, what color ink should I use? What color stamp should I get? Do you think my business card should be square or rounded? Do you think I should put my picture on my card? I'm like, oh, no, we're not doing that. Now, we don't mind giving you some feedback, but you think all day long we can pick up the phone? No. And that's why I'm so big on teaching you how to notarize like a pro, how to apostille like a pro, how to start and run your business like a pro. Because when I teach you how to do these things, we got some questions. I got questions. I'm still learning stuff every day from my mentees. I've made changes in my business based on my mentees. Somebody told me the other day on this live, about 3 days ago, they was trying to find something, the mentorship. And I had all these pretty pictures up there and all this stuff and all this and all that. And they couldn't find it. They couldn't find it. I was like, that's poor customer service. Your girl pivoted that night. I got off that live. I laid down. I forgot about it. Around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I said, oh, I was supposed to change the website. I had to go back and change it. Because again, if you can't find what you're looking for, if you can't find what you're looking for on my website, that's a problem. That's a customer service problem. So that's why I always tell you guys to look at your websites, constantly tweak it. If you're not getting phone calls, why are you not getting calls? You don't have no pictures on there. Maybe you don't have no reviews. There's a reason why you're not getting phone calls. There's a reason. So let's get into it. So I think next month we're going to focus on Google a lot, because I still have a lot of my mentees that have not set up their Google business page. So I think next month we're going to take a lot of time and focus on Google. We have to. People, okay, we got that part. Lori says that's her. She said it can wait. This afternoon, just a quick question about a settlement agent versus notary roll and sign. Okay. All right, Lori, I will check it out as soon as I get off of this. Robin saying true. They can get it from the NNA, LLL. I get it. Okay, cool. Chanel says she does call for West Coast notaries. Chanel is my California notary on the west side. She's on the west coast, and me and Chanel have had some late night phone calls, so she can tell you, she right here live and in flesh, that I do help her if she needs something. It's been 11:30 at night on my time, but I know it's 8:30 on her time, so that's what we signed up for. So I meet my part of the commitment. Thank you, Chanel, for that. I appreciate it. And anybody on this call, on this live right here, can tell you, if I got to call you, I will call you. Other than that, most of the stuff we can chat it out. Okay? We chat all day anyway, so I don't really have to pick up the phone and call you on everything. Okay? Thank you, Chanel. I really appreciate that. Robin says they send emails about that too, about notary errors. Yeah, they do. Now, you got to tell me what you're referring to, Robin. But yes, if you are making errors, I have one signing company that sends me a report card every month. So yeah, if you're making an error out there, the signer Okay, so you got all these players, right? You got the signing company, the title company, whoever sent the order into signing, right? They're gonna send you, they're gonna send them information if you made a mistake. Because they're waiting on those documents to be executed. And if it's not done correctly, they're gonna tell somebody. That's why I say everybody got a boss. So you think, oh, I'm working out here for the signing company. The signing company got a boss. That's the person that paid them. So yeah, if you made a mistake on something, you didn't get capture an initial, or you didn't execute the document, you should have did 3 and you did 2. Yeah, they're telling somebody it's gonna get back to the signing company. They're gonna write it down. Sometimes they'll blackball you. Most of the time they won't. Everybody give you one mistake, and it's all on how you fix the mistake too. If you got an attitude about it and you like, I get to it when I get to it, they're gonna document that. Paper trail, we just talked about that, right? So yeah, they're gonna document it. They're gonna have a paper trail. They're gonna see it. Sometimes they'll just go ahead and unblock you, uncheck you, so you won't work with their company again. Now they may not stop you from working with other people, but you won't be their preferred notary, right? So this is all the kind of stuff that we try to avoid in Notary Educators. The mentorship program, the mentor program. How? Because I even tell my people, don't be just emailing these signing companies over questions. That's what I'm here for. That's what the team is here for. You start with us. If it's something that we feel like you need to call a signing company about, call them. We'll tell you that. You know what? At this point, we've exhausted everything that we think you should do, or maybe how it should be handled. They're the ones that gave you the order. At this point, call them. But some things are like, That's why I reached out to my young man last night. I'm like, don't call them about this. He was like, well, I'll just call them tomorrow. That's what notaries do. New notaries think, and no shade to my mentee, but people say, well, I'll just call a signing company. They gave me the order. I'll just ask them what to do. You can do that, but you don't need to be emailing them on everything, because it gives off vibes like, this is a new notary. I'm not trusting them no more. If they get through this when they praying, oh, I pray they get through this signing. I pray they get through this signing. If they get through this one, if they get through it, they're not going to call you again. They're on pins and needles. You calling and emailing them every 5 minutes. Could you tell me what color pen to use? Could you tell me what goes here? Could you tell me what goes there? Excuse me. If you call, even what I just did that with y'all, how did that feel? If you're the signing company, okay, you're the signing company, and I do that. I call you. You've hired Kimberly. You've hired None Better Notary. I got all my stuff out there. I got my website. I got my marketing. I got my logo. I got my this. I got my that, right? Right? And I'm calling you. Robin, you're going to be my signing company. You're going to be the scheduler that called me. I said, Robin. Now, Robin, this is my first call. Robin, I got this package. Can you tell me what color ink to use? Robin sitting there like, she don't know what industry standard is. I didn't say nothing special. Why is she calling me? Oh, here we go again. Hang up the phone. Hey, Robin, can you tell me, do I have to get a copy of the client's ID or not? In the instructions, I said not to, or in instructions, I told you to do it, or I didn't put anything that means I don't need it. Why is she calling me? Here we go again, Robin. Hey, Robin, as a schedule. Now, this happens, y'all. Can you tell me, is it 1 signer or 2 signers? Did you look at the documents? It tell you what to do. Call it again. Now, this, we on phone call number 4 now. This is somebody who you can tell don't have no training, don't know what they doing. Okay, they're not notarizing like a pro. They're not doing long signing agent A to Z like a pro. Here we go. Here we go. Check this out. Hey, Robin, can you tell me, am I sending it back FedEx or UPS? Oh, hey, Robin, can you tell, girl, this happens all day long. So you don't think that's why signing companies can't afford to pay us what we were getting back in the early COVID days? $125, $150 a pop? No, because they already know 90% of the notaries out here are not trained properly. They're not notarizing like a pro. They're not loan signing like a pro. They just wing it. I got this. I used to be a work notary. So I'm a good notary because I used to work at the bank. Wrong answer. I was a work notary off and on for 20 years. I just stamped what they put in front of me. I didn't know. I had no idea. How have I been running mentorship for 2 years with a fresh meeting every week? 16 courses. Because this notary thing is not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not if you're running it like a business. Now, yeah, you might get away snapping a couple papers. You stamp here, stamp there. You might could get away with that. But to run this thing like a full-blown business, you talking about 6 figures, you talking about 50,000 a year, 30,000 a year, $1,000 a month, 1,500 a month. You need to know what you are doing, okay? And when you really truly ready, that's not gonna be learning on YouTube. You can learn a lot on YouTube. You can. I learned a lot. I'm self-taught, okay? But I love it. I'm passionate about it. I bleed notary. Okay. So I was self-taught. I took some trainings here and there. I did. But all that being said, that's what the signing companies go through every single day. And that's what we try to stop being a part of our mentorship program. Don't be calling them on all that stuff. We got you. Okay. I'd rather you ask me those crazy little questions. I'm going to say crazy. I'd rather you ask me those little questions, though, as your trainer, your mentor, versus you going over there to the signing company and they're trying to pay you $125 and you don't know what color ink you should be using. You don't know what size paper you should be using. And you ask them to pay you $125. Same thing with estate training. Same thing. Estate packages. You out there trying to charge somebody $200-$300 for an estate package and you don't know how to properly do it. You don't know what an attorney in fact is. You don't know what an affiant is. No, we got to stop this. That's why when you ask questions like, well, hey, can I get this kind of training? You can get it, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it the slow, right way. Ain't no half stepping. All right. Did you like apostille work? Do you like apostille work? Robin says, I do like apostille work. I have mixed videos on this channel. I hate it. I love it. I got a love-hate relationship with it. I love the money. Check out my apostille course. I love the money. And sometimes I don't mind the detective work, putting everything together. But if it's a non-Hague country, those are tricky for me. Those are tricky. And it's really not that much more involved. I mean, I know how to do it. But it's just like, oh, you got to really put your thinking hat on. This document is from Haiti. This document is going here. This document is going there. So it's a lot of detective work. So I got a love-hate relationship, but I love apostilles. I do them. My course is great. Keep it simple. Because sometimes people try to overcomplicate stuff so they can ask more money for it. We don't do that over here. I ain't got time for that. If you couldn't tell already, we're going to keep it simple. Ian Grip says, did you know that UPS stores do apostilles? I think it's only if the store is close to the state capital. Yes, I heard that. I did hear that. So same thing. And people got all panicky about that. UPS is doing apostilles. I ain't worried about that. Because the same way they notarize it, sometimes probably how UPS going to do their apostilles, okay? Let's just say I get a lot of repeat clients from, I took it to the UPS store. UPS is a work notary. They don't know why they're doing stuff. They just stamp. They just stamp. I had one do it notarization one time with a blue notary stamp. The client called me. They was like, yeah, I went to UPS. They use a blue stamp, so I got to get it redone. Yep. Now, unless your state says you have to use blue, that's not industry standard. Industry standard is a black notary stamp. So I had to redo that package. Okay? You got to read instructions. Always have blue pens and black pens. Some signings are black only. Some signings are blue only. Okay? So you got to know the business. You got to know your craft. Can you imagine a doctor? I love using doctors. But could you imagine the doctor, he looking on YouTube. He want to be doctor. He ain't got no degrees and stuff. And it's fake nurses out there. Fake doctors. It really is. It was one last week. A fake nurse. So she must have knew her stuff. How she could play with it for so long. She must have knew her stuff. Even if she was a medical assistant and if she learned about nursing, because like my sister, she's smart. My sister can be a nurse. She can be a doctor. She can be whatever she want to be. She knows that medical stuff. So a lot of times she walk in the room and they think she is the doctor. They do, because she's so smart. She's faking, not, let me rephrase that. She's not faking until she make it. But I'm just saying, because she's so smart, she could if she wanted to, and they wouldn't know the difference. But in this notary business, we can't be out there faking it. Either you know it or you don't, okay? Either you're prepared or you're not. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Either you're black or you're white. Well, that might be a little different, but you can be biracial. But typically stuff is either black or white. Okay. My pants are black. My shirt is pink. Y'all get the point. Okay. Hello, Evie says, thank you for clarifying for us. Mentorship is different for each company. Yeah. So double check your mentorship. Okay. Double check. If you find we may not be for you, that's okay. We may be perfect for you. That's fine too. But I always like to be crystal clear as to how mentorship works. And people making money over here, so it's working. Now, again, if it could work for you, I don't know. I pray that it could. We'd love to be your mentors. But I'm very clear. I'm very clear. From day one, I'm always clear because I want to get stuff straight on the front end, and that's less conversation on the back end. Yes, even when you are doing business out there in these notary streets, okay, we need to start wrapping up. But see, I start talking and the gems just keep flowing. But even when you're doing business with your client, you want to be crystal clear. If you told your client it's going to be $50, unless the scope of work changed, don't get out there saying, well, you know, I think he got money. I'm going to charge him more. I've had that happen. Not where I did that, but where I underpriced something. And when I got out there, because on the phone, it sounds like, oh, I don't have any money. Oh, I got a situation. And I get out there, they got 4 Mercedes-Benz in the driveway. Really? I'm thinking, oh, okay. Okay, I got you for next time now. So, you know, that shouldn't dictate anything. The facts were, that's why I always say questions equal what? Questions equal what? Questions equal what? Money. So you got to ask the proper screening questions, okay? Yeah, Ingrid says, yes, Robin. Kimmi does apostille work and she has videos. Ingrid, I'm about to hire you. I'm putting you on the payroll. All right. But I do have about, 15 videos here on apostilles. Somebody asked me one day, I talked about this the other day. They was like, well, you got so many videos. Why I need mentorship? Girl, I've been doing mentorship, like I just said. We've been doing mentorship for 2 years. Every single week, it's a brand new conversation. Every week, it's a brand new conversation. It's so much stuff in this notary business that you cannot learn in a book. You cannot. Some stuff just come from doing it. So I'm a real working notary. I ain't just learning about it on YouTube. I kind of did, but I didn't, because I was notary before YouTube, right? But when I really found out, I'm not a person that just learned about it and say, you know, I think I'll make a channel. I think I'll write a course. I see people for real. They just started. They got 2 videos up and they got a course for $300-400. I said, well, dang, what am I missing? I look at them and I say, they doing something over there, $300-400 for that course. And they only got 2 videos out. But then I always think, they ain't gonna be here long term. They gonna sell some courses, $300-400. But your girl is here for the long term. I've been here. I will be here, God willing. And, you know, so they gonna sell a few courses. I ain't worried about it. But I'm gonna be here. My name is already out there. It's a good name. We're gonna keep it that way. That's why I'm crystal clear in what you gonna get. Okay. Hello, Evie says, what do you recommend for newbies like myself after taking the exam? Should I focus more on the visibility with the Google Yelp page, setting out my No, hello, Evie. I recommend that you actually get into mentorship and actually learn how to notarize. The course is not going to prepare you. Chanel's in California. She's in mentorship. You got to get something from the exam. You're going to get something from it. Of course, you spend 6 hours, you're going to learn something, right? But you ain't going to be ready. Now, we got all kind of California people in our group. We got California, we got Nevada, we got Georgia, all these different states. Some of them have training, some of them don't. But you're not going to get the same training. You're not. It's going to give you enough to pass the test. But to actually do the business is different. Because don't forget, guys, really quick. I know I said I got to get out of here. I am going for real. I'm going to get these last few questions. Don't forget this. The state of California is not trying to help you start a notary business. They're just trying to help you get a commission, right? Some states don't have any training. So they definitely ain't teaching you how to do a business. So I hear people say, well, just buy a state handbook. It'll teach you what you need to know. It is going to teach you what you need to do, but it's not going to teach you how to run a business as a notary business. It's a difference. Okay? So I'll say that. And then after you go out there, play around a little bit, you know, if you can figure it out, great. If not, let us put you on the express train and help you get your money and know your craft. Okay. And as far as your question is concerned, I don't recommend, again, if you're not properly knowing how to notarize very well, I'm not telling you to go out there and advertise anything. As far as which one you should focus on for more visibility, I'm going to always say Google. Okay. And be very careful of Yelp. Yelp. Be careful, because once they get your number, they're going to call you every hour on the hour. Okay. So don't sign up for their free anything. I don't recommend it. I didn't find it to be successful. 90% of my business, as far as that type of traffic, comes from Google. So I would really focus on getting that Google page set up. We do have a Google business course in our course library. So that's why I say kind of play around with it. You can see what all is included. And then we also have the, you can buy that course separately too, okay? And I have about maybe 7 videos, if not more, on the channel here. It's over 1,000, so you can play right around here. And when you get finished with the videos, come on over to mentorship. We got you, okay? So we always make sure there's an entry level for everybody, okay? We offer that community free information, which is valuable. And some of it you will hear again repeated in the course, because some things just don't change, right? But in mentorship. But when you really get ready, if you need that kind of help, we got you. So Lori says it felt that the person was unstable in what they are doing. Yeah, right? I got to keep calling you and keep calling you. That little role play that we just did, I got to keep calling you. Robin says clear sign of new and inexperienced notary. And that's what happens all day. I promise you guys, I'm not just making that up. When I just did that with you, that's what notaries do all day. And if I didn't catch our group sometimes, that's what they would try to do. We're gonna snip it right here. And that might mean you need to go back and rewatch our long signing A to Z. Because a lot of times what happens, people sign up for our mentorship program, they watch all the videos in one night because they're so excited. They watch all the videos. And then when they get ready to get a real signing, it's like, oh, now what do? I'll tell you. Go back and rewatch it. Prepare your documents, and then we got you. Okay? So Robin is correct. Clear sign of new and inexperienced. And if that's what you want to look like when you are doing a signing out there, don't sign up for mentorship. A lot of people say, well, I can't afford $27. I can't afford $47. You cannot afford not to. You cannot afford not to. If you want to look like what I just demonstrated earlier, keep saying I can't afford mentorship. Keep trying to wing it. Keep trying to fake it till you make it. No. It's just not how it works. It's just not. You got to invest in yourself. The investment will pay off. I guarantee it. Okay? Evie cracked it up. They say it's so true. Paula says, hey, Paula. Paula says, hey, Kimmi, since I'm brand new to being a notary, is there a part of the mentorship that helps me to how to notarize common documents for general notary work? Would that be Notarize Like a Pro? You got it, Paula. That is Notarize Like a Pro. Yes. So you can buy the course individually if you want. That's 60% off. Coupon code is WIN2025, WIN 2025 at notaryeducatorslc.com. Or you can actually get that course as part of the mentorship. And that's actually a part of the basic plan, the startup plan, or the all-inclusive. Because I'm like I said, when I roll out anything, it ain't going to be just to get your money. And guys, I thought long and hard. I'm like, do I really include my Notarize Like a Pro for $27? And my specialty general notary course? And my build your business course? I do. Why? Because I want you to succeed. I really do. And when you do, you're going to go tell somebody else. You're going to tell somebody else. You're going to tell somebody else. And then hopefully you'll come to the live sessions. You'll continue to grow with us, and you'll do what you need to do. Because even though you can watch the courses, guys, it's nothing like that live community. That community piece of it is priceless. When you got other people winning and you see that they're doing it, it's like, dog, I saw Jasmine did that. Lori W got this going on. Oh, she got 4 signings that she had yesterday. I thought it wasn't no signings out there. On YouTube, they're telling me there's no signings. Well, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. There are signings. They're happening every day. Now, whether or not you're going to get the signing is going to be based on a lot of factors. Okay, let's just be real. But our people are doing signings. They're doing field inspections. Okay, they're doing apostilles. They're doing it. So are you doing it? If you're not, you might be in the wrong place. Okay. Evie's clapping. Ingrid says, sound like people aren't paying attention to the mentorships, or it's something else. Yeah. Yeah. No, that ain't my people doing that all the time. But I'm telling you what happens out here in these notary streets, why the signing prices are so low, the offers and stuff. And people just trying to fake it. Hello Evie says yes. I want to learn the detail through process of it all, specializing in apostille, wills, estate planning. This is so helpful. Thanks, Kimmy. You're so welcome. So we got you covered. Literally, check out the options over in the mentorship. Okay. Robin says, what fee should an experienced notary charge, and can you get in this financial climate? It depends on what you're talking about. I do jobs as low. Now I don't leave my house under $50. Period. Okay, I'm gonna answer this and I gotta go for real. We're an hour after. How many more questions we got? Two. Yeah. I don't leave my house under $50. For general notary work. Will I do a $30 loan signing? Probably not too much now. I encourage my people to do it to get started, but I've been doing it for 6 years. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So loan mods, they starting to get back up though because they realize people are not gonna work with them if they're not paying them money. So it could be anywhere from 30. I got somebody taking a job today, like I mentioned earlier, for 30. Somebody did a job, 2 estate packages, $200 each the other day. So the range is out there, Robin. The range is out there. Ingrid says sales and customer service background along with a multitude of other things. I got you all the time, LL. Oh yeah, honey, I do everything. I've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ingrid says I'm going to hit you up when I visit my peeps in Macon. And let me know. Sign it. Nice. Thanks again, Kimmy. All right, guys, you are all so welcome. Yes, I am way over time, so I do have to go for real. I didn't realize what time it was. But check out Mentorship, Start Your Notary book if you've not seen that. All things notary, notaryeducatorsllc.com, okay? I will see you guys at Mentorship. Much success to you. Bye.